Hi YouTube, just a quick video on this building knife grinder at the minute. A few guys on Instagram have shown some interest, so I thought I'd do a quick video where I am at the minute. I'll bring you down, we'll have a look. Right, there she is, how far I am at the minute. Got an 8" long platen here. This is Formula 01. Obviously cheap to replace. I've got to heat treat this yet. I'm going to heat treat it and mildly temper it, I think, probably 180 degrees C. So it'll be nice and hard without it being too brittle, but we'll see how that goes. It's cheap to replace. I've got another one spare. Got a fair amount of adjustment on here. A fair few angles there, so I can work on the top wheel there. Got a bit of a fair bit of adjustment in out here as well. That spanner. So that coming out in and out as needed. Both do that. This is 6mm steel plate. That's 5mm angle. I may put a brace in here, a little triangular brace, just to stiffen it up. Whether I need to or not, I don't know, but I think it may help, just keep it a little bit stiffer. We'll see how that goes. It's all 50mm box and 40mm box. I was going to go solid aluminium, but I decided on the box for the minute. Something I can always upgrade. One of the problems you seem to have with box section is theoretically you could buy 5mm wall thickness 50mm box and the 40 should be a nice tight fit in there, but the biggest problem is most boxes welded. So I'll grab this piece here, I don't know if you can see down this one, get under one of my makeshift work lights. You can see the seam there, it hampers it fitting in, and it's quite difficult to get the seam clean. I mean, you could, if you got a 5mm wall thickness of this, mill it down and have it milled down a millimetre, but that's quite expensive, I'd say. So I've lined this one with Kydex basically. Small light in there. Got some 2mm and 1.8mm, which gives it nice slide. I mean, that's, as it wears out I may replace it with brass, but I think the only reason it's going to wear out, if you get any grit in there, that's quite a nice fit. I've got going to get some hand nuts at some point. I went with 2 bolts just for a bit more flexibility if I don't use both of them. That's no love lost there. This is going to be for the work rest. It's going to bolt in there. I've just got to countersink that one. Get a countersink bolt in that one because I think it's going to come into contact. Just got to trim these bolts down as well as I've finished. Want to keep them long, so I'm going to put probably a little lock nut on that as well as a nylock so I can just snug this one up. And I only have to undo that one. A decently thick washer there. It's a tracking adjustment I've got at the minute. So that should be working out quite well. This is more of the it's just bar stuck that I've bolted together, and I've just welded it and a piece of plate just to keep. Probably don't need to, but I'd rather over engineer it now. I've just painted the bits that I'm happy with. See, that's the same thing, I've bolted that together. I may put a bit of weld in there, but I may stick a connector nut on there. Obviously a nice long thread. I'll see how that goes. I don't want it backing off, so a bit more thread engagement may help. I redesigned this. This was 2" box up to about here, I think, remember, with just, it's actually this piece pivoted out of it, the shock went in the middle of that. I hadn't done any of the tracking adjustment at the time, but I wanted some more adjustments to be able to move this way or that way. So I can move this. That's a piece of 10mm in there, so put a 5mm either side or whatever, just to get the spacing good. Some more Kydex there as washers, and just a 10mm bolt. I made the mistake of drilling and reaming the hole before I measured the bolt. I mean, a 10mm bolt, we think of a 10mm shank, but no, most 10mm bolts are slightly undersized. I've just had a bolt and I've put it down somewhere, as usual. Find anything. There we go. But yeah, most 10mm bolts are slightly undersized here. I mean, this is a little bit short. I've got one with a 30mm shank there. So I'm either going to drill it to a different size, obviously measuring the bolt first, or find a bolt with a true 10mm shank. Some car suspension bolts generally have a better tolerance, so we'll see how that goes, or investigate something else. Couple of cheapy eBay rose joints. I did think about rose joints for there, but yeah, I've actually bought a couple, but yeah, got a couple of bigger rose joints. We'll see how that goes. I might change my mind yet, but yeah, it's quite free, that is, so I'm not too bothered at the minute. Not mounted the shock fully yet. I've just a temporary hole there down the bottom, and I'm flexible. I'm pretty sure it's going to mount sort of there, I think. Obviously the new wheels from Downland, the tracking wheels are 50mm now, I think, or 55 crowned wheel. So that threw my plans a little bit when I spoke to Alistair about it. Yeah, hoping to keep it fairly compact so I can store it easily. It should fold away nicely. Yeah, may unhook that so it can go even a bit lower than that. Motor will go there. I've scribed a few lines square to all this. One of my friends got a nice welding towel, so he's laid that up and all nice and square. Inverter's going to go here, so keep it nice and compact. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, keep it as compact as I can. I may have to chop a little bit of this off. That's why I've left it long. I've got plenty of steel left to make my work rest. Basically, I've used a metre of 50mm box. I bought 2 metres of 40mm box, which I think you probably get away. Depends how you want to do it, whether you want to make your work rest under here. I wanted flexibility, that's why I did this like this, rather than having to chop it about afterwards. I may go for a solid alloy bar at one point, but it's all relatively cheap. I can replace it. I think I've paid like £35 in steel so far. I've had 2 metres of the flat bar there, 2 metres of the 40mm, and a metre of this, and the 40 by 40 plate. It's just, I've cut 13 centimetres off it for this piece, then obviously chop that down when I realised I've made it far too big. A couple of brackets there, probably don't need them. There's another little gusset under there. Yeah, if I say everybody wants some plans, I don't want to give them out too soon until I've got it running and tracking right, and I've got a cutting list that I'm compiling, and I've got like full-size plans. So as soon as it's up and running, hopefully I'll have my platen wheels or tracking wheels and my drive wheel here Monday or Tuesday. Ordered them last Wednesday, so hopefully they'll be here beginning next week. It's 2nd to 3rd of Feb. We can go from there. Another little thing I made a while ago is this knife vise. Adjust up, left, and right. You can lock it at any angle there. A bit difficult doing this one hand. Just a blade in and out on there. And spin it round as you like. I'm thinking of doing a run of these in stainless. I mean, this is just it's 2mm exhaust pipe, which is okay, but you can, if you're overzealous with the tightening, you can ovalize it a little bit. So it's either that, or I might just chuck the plans up for download somewhere. Yeah, it's been doing, the plastics come out. Yeah, doing shaping handles without a knife vise is, yeah, fun to say the least. I've cut myself more than once until I built this one. Yeah, made the mistake of finishing a blade after it was sharp, after the blade was fully sharp, and gluing the handles on and going, oh well. Got mixed up with some blades, so I'd glued the wrong one up that was fully sharp rather than ready for gluing. So yeah, so if anybody wants plans when they're ready, feel free to email me or message me on here or Instagram. I'm Mike Palmer on, no, Hot Big Mike 42 on Instagram. That's my Xbox gamer tag as well. That's why I was stuck with that name. Don't know why. I may change my YouTube channel name as well. I go by MP Custom Blades. That's what I generally mark my knives with, just the MP. But what we got here, a couple of blades on the go at the minute. Still yet to finish that one with the rock pattern and the ripple pattern on it. It's got a bit of a tanto edge, but you can, this is obviously covered in oil, can get quite a nice transition into a fatter grind if you just keep on sharpening it. I've got this other one there on the go at the minute. A bit of file work on the back of that one. I've got a couple of these Bushmaster 7, I call these ones. So do these with composite handle rather than wood. I'll do whatever anybody likes, if anybody's interested in anything. Got two of them. Just had a heat treat. Just descaled them lightly on the. I got two of them. Really like this design. Locks well into your hand. Got one of them myself, and I made one for another friend and one for my dad. Well, my best customer, my dad. But yeah, if anybody wants any information on this, when it's all up and running, feel free to ask me. I'm not going to be secretive with it. I'd rather help somebody out and possibly get some help back in the future. Or if anybody's got any suggestions or alterations that I should make. This is as close as I've ever been to a 2x72. I generally use that one there, a nice big work table on that. I'm going to have a similar size, probably not quite as deep, or the 1x30 down there. It's also got a huge work table on it. It's nice having the big ones on that one, I think. But yeah, right guys, it's been long enough already, coming up for 14.5 minutes. Right, have a good one. Cheers.